So in the last 4 years, I have been running a YouTube channel, and I don't have 100,000 or a million or 10 million subscribers. I have about 16, 17,000 subscribers. And today I'm gonna tell you how with 16,000 subscribers, YouTube pays my rent. But just before we get into that, we do need a cup of coffee to make this worthwhile. I do have a call later today with a potential partnership that I may be doing for some video content that I'm really excited about. So I apologize if I sound a little bit congested, but I am getting over a cold. And I thought, hey, I feel like a YouTube girl right now filming on the floor in her house. This is my house. And this is what YouTube pays for. I live in Irvine, California. I have a 2-bedroom house, got a studio in one room, a full bedroom, got the whole setup. And YouTube pays for it. In this video, I'm gonna talk about 3 different things I've learned that are really important that are not really talked about YouTube, running a YouTube channel, and how to build your YouTube audience and what really matters. First and foremost, let's talk about the audience you choose. The audience you choose is really important because you could have a really big audience with a very small kind of revenue or income source, and you could have a really small audience with a huge income source. Choosing the right audience really depends on who you are and what your skill sets are. I happen to be a web developer, and so I work with a ton of softwares, and those do really, really well on YouTube. Currently, my CPMs are like astronomical. I don't know anyone else on YouTube who gets CPMs similar to mine. Mine average about $120 to $140 per CPM. If you go to Google right now and do a search, Gemini will tell you it's $3 to $12. Mine is way higher. Now, in proportion, my views are way lower. I average about 40,000 views a month, which is quite interesting if you think about it. 40,000 people engage with my content, and my content isn't meant to entertain. Like, this is the most entertaining it gets. And they watch it because they have a problem and they need a solution. And so I'm helping potentially 40,000 people find answers. Let's even say 30,000 find answers to what they're looking for. That's crazy. And just with that, I'm able to produce around $2,000 to $3,000 a month through YouTube AdSense. Now, again, that's only YouTube AdSense. There's other pieces, we're gonna talk about it. But just through YouTube, I'm producing around $2,000 to $3,000 a month semi-passively. Okay, so this is a crazy part. Literally this morning, I started a conversation with a guy, and I literally thought nothing of it. I'm just sitting here filming this video, not thinking anything of this, but I just got offered, and I'm gonna try to show you this. I just cut out their names so you could see it, but I just got offered, let me see if that's visible, $4,000 to $10,000 for potentially doing some videos and some content. I gotta look at the specific outputs. I gotta learn the company. I've never met the company, but this conversation started when? It started at 8:56 this morning, and by 10:42, I've been offered $10,000. Literally in 2 hours, I've been offered up to $10,000 for videos in the second quarter of this year. That literally pays 3 months of rent. So a few other ways you can make money with YouTube. Number 1, affiliates. Like, this is pretty obvious. You probably watch a video on this or something, but it's important to point out, if you create a video that's a tutorial teaching people how to use software, and then you have some type of promo code or link to the software in your bio, you could generate a lot of semi-passive income, again, by just pointing people to the tool that you're helping them solve the problem. Now, again, this is a very special niche, but if you are doing other types of content entertaining, any type of affiliates, if you talk about a product, or like, hey, people are like, what camera do you use? They love it. You could send them to an Amazon affiliate link, whatever that might be. But affiliates are a really big one, which then leads to sponsorships, because anytime you do a sponsorship, it's usually tied to some affiliate. And so you want to do both of those like really well and get good at those. And lo and behold, now I'm working with all my favorite brands. I've worked with a lot of brands. I'll just keep it at that. There's a ton of brands that I've worked with over the years in content, sponsored content, doing content for their channels. And if you think about that, if I do 1 or 2 videos a month, plus I make $2,000 to $3,000 with AdSense a month, which doesn't count other ways of making money, you're talking about $5,000 to $6,000 in just that. And that definitely pays my rent, which is about $3,000 to $4,000. You also have like digital products, courses, any of that stuff. And you also have your services. You could point people to any of these things. If you have a community, you could point people to that as well. All of those are layers to your YouTube channel that can generate more revenue. Now, this is the funnest part here. If you take a look, this is my office, and it's like my YouTube station. So here I have my dual monitor setup, which is where I like do my most of my work. And then here's like where I film from. So if you've seen any of my other YouTube channels, this is where I film from. On this other side, you got everything else. You got the light. The window's open. Usually it's not open, but you got everything here. A ton of cords everywhere. I try to clean it up as much as I can, but when you do this kind of content, there's just cords everywhere. But yeah, I get to have this set up. And so for the third point, I do want to talk about how this all like connects with one final detail that is really not talked about on YouTube. But I'm gonna do this call. I'm gonna talk to his potential partnership and let you know how it goes. Again, I've never talked to him before, so let's see how this conversation plays out.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Doing well. Sorry for the delay, being a minute or so late.
No, you're all good. You're all good. Yeah, I love it. I love it. And I think too, like, I'm more in the long-term game of this, so I understand too, there's like growth and aspects that you guys are like navigating and pulling together. One of the things that we could say partner on in that is, let's just say, best practices.
Awesome. Cool. Well, I look forward to seeing what you come up with, and hopefully we'll be in touch a bunch over the next couple months.
Yes, I love it. I love it, man. Well, thank you so much for the time, man. Have a great rest of your day today, and yeah, we'll chat through email. Wow, that's pretty insane. Just got off the call, went really well. They're not doing any paid sponsorship yet, but I am at the entry point of it, which is exciting because I potentially could become a voice or a face for their brand in some ways while they're still figuring out their footing on YouTube and socials. And they even offered like to potentially repost my stuff if I post it on X. And if I come to San Francisco, I could go and meet their office, go meet the team at the office, which would be awesome. Super excited about it. Really, really hyped to meet with their team and see what we could potentially build and go from there. Okay, this is crazy. I just decided to film this video today and I didn't know what was gonna happen. And I showed you earlier that I got an email for a potential 10K sponsorship. Same day, few hours later, I got this email, literally another $10,000 for 3 clips, for 2 to 3 ads, roughly 60 and 90 seconds each. Literally today. So today, technically 20, and there's actually another email that I didn't talk about, probably 20 to 30K of work just off of YouTube this month, and just literally having a channel of 16,000 subscribers. This is crazy. So you're really thinking about YouTube, and now is the time for you to decide how much energy do you want to put into it? Because before I had all this, all I had was a thought, an idea, and I was like, I need to get a camera and a mic. And that's generally where you will start, is with a camera and a mic. I love my little DJI Osmo 3, Pocket 3 or whatever it's called. I've been using it now for the last month or so, and it is probably one of the best cameras I've ever experienced. I do have a very fancy camera behind it. And you could start out for what, 700 bucks that way? Super simple and easy to get started. But the reality is, it's not about the money necessarily. In some ways it is. If you have a phone, you probably have a camera on your phone that you could use. It's more so just the content and getting started. I'll tell you this, when I started, I had no idea what my content was gonna be. And maybe that's the most important point, is that you just don't know. You may change, you may shift. Like, I don't think even like someone like me, Kevin, who started out with real estate, thought he'd get into the political sphere with his YouTube channel. But now he is, and he does a lot of political content, which is awesome. I don't think Patrick Bet-David did the same. He wanted to teach people about business. Now he runs a podcast and he talks about a lot of political stuff. I think he had Trump on his podcast, which is like crazy. To think like, I don't know, maybe I'm gonna start a YouTube channel to, I have the President of the United States on my podcast, on my YouTube channel, is awesome. And so maybe it's not about knowing, and maybe it's more about exploring and how you decide to explore, and who knows where it may land you. I pay my rent, and so generally any other work I do in the month that actually takes up more of my time outside of YouTube is extra income that I get to save or build into investments or put into crypto, whatever I decide. And maybe one of the funnest parts, and shout out to my video editor right now, is I've worked with this video editor, my current video editor, for 3.5 years now, maybe 4 years. And he's amazing. And I get to work with him. He's across the world and he is able to focus on the things he loves outside of video editing because he's really talented and skilled. And he has a passion for helping people. And so he gets to work 30 hours a week while focusing the other time on being a leader and a pastor at his church. And for me, I get to do the same. I get to do what I love to do with this YouTube channel, while at the same time, I get to push into stuff I get to do in my church and building up like different ministries that I get to work with their web presence online. We're doing a huge event called Baptize, which is like Baptize America. And there's a lot of tech stack that I get to build and be a part of. And I get the time and freedom to do it because I'm here right now in my YouTube studio that is being paid for by YouTube. And so I'm not stressing this project to pay for what I get to build every day. You could even see my growth was not through being viral, but steady and consistent hard work. I make a video like this every 6 months or so just to give back to YouTube. And if it's helpful for someone, just leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. If this video did help you or help you understand if you do want to start or if you do start or whatever that is, I'm not trying to pitch anything in this video specifically. This is just a video of me giving back for all the good stuff I've learned on YouTube and excited for the future ahead.